Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. And it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video, mainly because I had flu and then my husband had flu and a chest infection. So there was constant coughing going around. So I'm hoping to be able to record this video without another coughing fit. So fingers crossed we can do that. It's a simple little lidded box that has thank you on the front and then an extra little message inside. May the good you do come back to you, and some chocolates inside. So this one fits 4 of these lovely Ferrero Rocher chocolates, and the finished size of the box is 2 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches by 1 1/2 inches. So give you an idea of what other things you could fit in that. Okay, any kind of little treats. The stamp set that I have used for both sentiments is this Something Fancy, which is in the new mini catalogue that launches on the 5th of January and goes right through to the end of April 2023. So as it's not gone live yet, I can't show you the inside of it, but I can show you the products that I've got. So using the stamp set and also using the designer series papers from a pack called By The Bay. It's 6x6 paper, and the colours in it are Balmy Blue, Coastal Cabana, Mint Macaron, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, Pool Party and Sahara Sand. So I used Coastal Cabana for the lid of my box and to stamp that, and I picked out the Night of Navy to go with that. I'm going to use a different design, different colours. Quickly show you the paper because it is gorgeous. There is lots of lovely foiling detail on one side, so some of it is kind of pearlescent like so, but they're all kind of seaside inspired designs. We've got a shoal of fishes. I'm not sure I can cut that one up, to be honest. So that's with the Sahara Sand background, and that I think is Mint Macaron, possibly. We've got the Petal Pink coming in on some of these, again with gold foiling, and this is the reason I bought this pack of paper. I live in East Lothian, and the next town along is Musselburgh, and these are mussel shells, so kind of thought that would be quite neat. So some of them are very glossy, sort of pearlescent on there, and then that one. And as always, the papers are double-sided, so you get some kind of seascapes. So the speciality bits, the foiling and pearls or whatever, is just on one side, and these ones are not shiny or anything like that, but they are still fabulous. Really like that. So this does combine with a bundle that has shells and things like that as well. So you'll be able to see that when it goes live on the 5th of January as well. So I just bought the paper mainly for the mussels. But I do like this kind of seaside-y things because I live by the seaside. So that's the paper, making the box. The other things that I've used are these stylish shape dies, and I used not the smallest, but the next 2 circles, and I think it was, yeah, that one, and then the next one. Yeah. Okay, for my sentiments. So let's just crack on and make another one of these boxes. I've already cut the piece for the base, Give me a minute while I try and pick these up. So the card for the base measures 5 3/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. The piece for the lid is 4 13/16. So I'm going to cut that so you can see what I mean. So we've got 5 inches there, and I want to count back 1, 2, 3 little marks, and that will take me to 4 13/16. Or you could take it to 4 3/4 and then move it on 1 little mark. Either way works. Okay, so that's our 4 13/16 of an inch there. Each piece needs to be scored on all 4 sides. So the white piece is the base, there's a larger piece, and I want to score that at 1 1/2 inches on all 4 sides. Okay, and for the lid, I want to score it at 1 inch. So the lid doesn't come down as far as to the bottom of the base. Makes it easier to take off and on and uses less cards. And I'm up for that. Okay. It's super simple to put together. So start with your base and just fold and burnish those score lines. Okay. Bring in my snips and start on any corner you like, straight down that side of the rectangle, and take a little wedge out either side to make it fit a bit more neatly. Okay, so once you've done one, simply turn it around and do the next one exactly the same. And turn it around, same again. And finally, the last one. And the reason I do it this way, rather than just doing it along each side, is because these tabs are 1 1/2. So 1 1/2 and 1 1/2 gives you 3, and that's only 2 3/4. So if you did them the way I did it in my first version, I've actually got an overlap on there. So I would recommend doing it this way. That way you don't get any kind of overlap on the sides. It just makes it too bulky and annoying. I'm sure the person who's receiving the box full of chocolates won't really bother that it's got an overlap, but I do, so learn from my mistakes. So just simply adding glue to each of those tabs and just making sure that I've got everything all nice and neatly lined up. I'm going to add glue to 2 tabs at once, just to make my life easier. So bringing those together, just making sure I've got a nice neat join at the corners. As I said, easy. And our tabs go round in a nice circle, no overlapping on that one. Then we've got our lid. and totally up to you which way you do it, because the tabs are way smaller, so you don't have to worry about an overlap. So you can just do that one and then just do the same on the other end. Chop in, chop that, and then turn it around and do the same. Or you could do the method that I did, the base, where you do one, turn it around, do the next one, turn it around, etc. So either way, whatever works best for you on the lid. Okay, let me get rid of all those little bits. Now, I've also got some of the designer series paper that I have already cut, so I find it easier just to add that while it's all nice and flat. And give it a good press. So the designer series paper, the piece for the middle there is 2 5/8 of an inch by 2 5/8 of an inch. And then these 4 little pieces to go round the edges are 2 5/8 of an inch by 7/8 of an inch. And I'm just making sure they all go the same way on the outside. Because obviously this is the directional pattern. But if you don't have a directional pattern, then it makes your life easier. Okay, so done that bit. As usual, I'm going to start off with adding glue to a tab and folding that up. Got my corner. Hold it for a moment until that glue goes off. Then put my base inside, then build my lid round it, and that way I know I've got a nice neat fit. I can get it off and on, but it's not going to fall off. So again, I'm going to add the glue to both of these tabs and then pop them in like so, and then just make sure that that fits neatly round. And again, you can hold that in place. I'm just going to leave that whilst I do a little bit of stamping and die cutting. And I've just got a scrap of basic white. So I used basic white thick card for my base of the box, but you could just use a normal card. So I've got the thank you, and I'm just going to stick with the one colour of ink for this, which is Sahara Sand. Okay. Then, as I say, I've got those dies. So if I take the 2 smaller ones, I'm going to use the square one for this piece and the round one for the thank you, which is a pretty neat fit. So put it in place, and then I've got some not very sticky tape, very well used. I'm just want to make sure I've got that kind of straight. And I'm just going to die cut that, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. So as well as die cutting these stamp pieces, I just used the larger dies to do these other bits. Same time. Okay, so this is just going to go on the inside as just an extra little message. I just think that's quite a nice idea. And this one's going to go on top of that. In the centre. Okay, so bring my box back. I can pop in the chocolates. Pop in the little message. And put the lid on. Nice fit on that, not too snug and won't hopefully fall off. On this one I actually put some ribbon around the outside, and I used tear and tape for that because the tear and tape was narrower than the actual ribbon. The only gold ribbon I have is this one here, and it is a bit narrower, so I'm not going to put it around the outside there because I'd have to use glue dots, and I tend to find they make it look a little bit bumpy. So instead of having it going round, I think I'll just have a couple of bits coming out from underneath like that. I can do that with my tin and tea, which is here. Just tear a little bit off. So I definitely could use glue dots for that as well, but I've got my tear and tape just sitting at the side there. So best thing ever for taking the backing off is take your pick tool. And then I want to put that on with dimensionals. Just pop 3 of those on there, hunky-dory. That can go in the middle there. And I put some rhinestones on that one. Let me see what I've got. I've still got some of these festive pearls that are, they've got gold in them. So I'll just stick with the white, Sahara sand and gold on this. I think I'll put 2 on there, and I'll just put 1 down here, like so. And there we go, we've got 2 lovely little boxes. Hidden message. You could have your message glued to the bottom of your box base, or you could glue it on the inside of the lid, or you could just do as I've done with these ones and leave it on top of the chocolates. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, then I'd love for you to click on that subscribe button. And if you click on the bell, then you'll get notifications of the next time I upload a tutorial. Most of the products that I've used, the designer series paper and the stamp set, are not available yet, but you will get them in my online store from the 5th of January 2023. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.